Hola, hola! It's your girl Erika from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start standing as your fully expressed self. As you are, queen, as is, there is no filter needed. You are fucking awesome. And I am here to remind you, I'm a confidence coach, a business mentor, a speaker, an author, and I am obsessed with women standing up, showing up, and creating their confidence. And I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you. Hello, my love. Welcome back to the podcast. Or if it's your first time, welcome to the show. I am just behind the scenes over here. We have so much happening at the moment. If you've been following along on socials, you would have seen that we are getting rid of this office. So where I've been podcasting for the past 3 years, we've had our own warehouse, our own office. Across from me, my husband has his space. And then downstairs, we had a warehouse. And so we were running all of our events there until the events got too big because we have one bathroom. And hello, ladies, we'd be fighting. So there'd be a long line of women waiting to go to the bathroom. And then we decided we can't do events here anymore. We've had this space for 3 years. We signed the lease for 3 years. And now we're we don't need the office. I went to America this year with my family. We did a 30-day book tour. And we realized that we want to be more nomad. So we have a massive, massive garage at our house. It's huge. And so we have a guy right now building, framing, doing all the things. So we're going to move the Queen of Confidence studios over to my house. And my husband is so happy because we have a really nice coffee machine. He could make his breakfast. We could do our work from the house. And our team is very virtual. People can work from anywhere, work from the hair salon. And when we want to podcast and do work, it's going to be from the house. So I am very excited. If you want to see how the stuff is progressing, make sure that you're following at the Queen of Confidence on Instagram. I'm going to share a bit on my YouTube as well. So right now we are in build mode. You might start to see that the background will start to change because we have to move. My office is the only office that is not packed up. Hamish is laughing at me are you leaving or do you think you're going to stay here? So we're doing that right now, which is crazy, but so exciting. We just love the excitement of something new happening every couple of months, right? Today on the podcast, I want to talk to you about building your fan base. We talk so much about followers, about visibility, about following, about who's watching us, who's following our stuff. And I think we are twisted around the idea of being viral, on the idea of getting more followers, getting more likes, getting more views. It's what are we doing all of this for? And I also want you to know that it's possible for you to build your dream business, for you to build the life that you desire and everything that you want with a very small following. So I'm gonna tell you a quick story. When I started, I was really big on Facebook back in 2015, 2016, and then a little bit of 2017. I had a Facebook page for my styling business. So I worked a 9 to 5, and on the weekends, we would do this confidently styling workshop. So I was a stylist helping women dress for their body shapes to help them feel more confident. That's all I did. And so everything on Facebook was about my styling. And it wasn't until I had my son, my second son, I had a home birth, and I've talked about it on the podcast before, but that really birthed this version of me that was I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do what I actually came here to do. And I started getting the idea that I wanted to do coaching. I wanted to talk about the internal confidence. I wanted to help women feel good inside, not just externally. And before that, I was a hairdresser. So I'd always done external, pretty, let's look nice. But what about the inside? So we started to discuss the idea of me doing my coaching business. And in 2017, when my son was born, I was I'm going to do this shit. And I remember my video that I posted on Facebook, and I think I've shared it on Instagram again. It was me half dressed. I had a gown on where I could just quickly breastfeed, but I did my makeup, put a hat on, put a little neck choker, and I did my first video telling my audience on Facebook that I was no longer going to do styling, that I was going to move into confidence and coaching women, and that I was done playing small and being perfect and being worried about what I said, because up until that moment, I was not keeping it real. I was trying to be right. I was trying to be perfect. I was trying not to get canceled. I was trying to be a people pleaser. And those of you that follow me are that can't be you. Yes, that was me. The version of me, that version died, but that was who I was being. And so I launched my business I went over to Instagram. Thank you to Gary Vee for slapping me across the damn face because I was listening to Crushing It. And Gary was like, stop fucking around, basically. Get your ass everywhere. Get your content everywhere. Post the podcast, post the things, get on socials. Like, stop waiting for somebody to come and discover you. Go and tell your story. Nobody's coming. Like, you need to go out there. And I had heard this before, and maybe you've heard this before, but I was just ready. Like, I was ready to do something about it. I was ready to take the action. I was sick of my own shit. And I was like, okay. So I launched into Instagram, YouTube, and I launched my podcast on Anchor, which has now been acquired by Spotify, and it's basically Spotify. So I had, at the time, I think 1,100 followers, like 1,000 followers on Instagram. Mind you, every single person who had pushed follow because I was talking about styling and clothing and dressing for your body shape. So here I am with a brand new Instagram talking about confidence and coaching for women. I had no followers, like 1,000 followers, had no money. We were actually 150K in debt because we had paid all this money on personal development. No audience, nobody knew who I was, no money. And I was able, within that first 11 months, 10 months, to grow an incredible community. I'm going to call it a fan base. And fan base is different to followers because followers are just people that click follow, that's it. The fan base, these people were incredible. They would watch my lives. They would click on my videos. They would share my stuff. They would listen to the podcast. They would message me and email me. The minute that I had something to sell, like an event, they would buy the ticket to the event. If they were from another country, they were like, when are you going to do a program online? Like, they were the reason why I launched the Sisterhood online, because I had it in person in Melbourne, Australia. And they were like, what about us, the online people? We want to do something with you. I was so happy that I was able to build this within the first 11 months of us launching the Queen of Confidence as a coaching business. We made $160,000. And the following year, $500,000, and the following year, $1 million, and it's only gone up from there. And all of this, all of the millions of dollars I have ever made in my business was because of my social media. So I know the podcast has to do with some of that, but a lot of it was from Instagram. A lot of it was from us showing up in Facebook. Now my LinkedIn is how I get my speaking and a lot of my engagements. So social media has been the reason why we built what we built. And I want to preface that if you're listening to this or you're watching this and you're like, yeah, but Erika, I've got 500 followers. Girl, it doesn't matter. It's not about the number of followers. It's about growing a fan base, raving fans, people that love your work, people that love you and your style. And the minute that you say something, you offer something, they're like, hell yeah, I'm in. You don't need 100,000 or 10,000 followers for people to say yes to you and purchase something and join your program. Like, we had made 7 figures and I don't even think I had 11,000 or 10,000 followers. Wild. Back in the day, maybe that mattered. It doesn't matter anymore. It actually doesn't matter. And now I've got a TED Talk. I've got 2 books. I got a book deal with Penguin, the biggest publisher in the world, because of my audience, because of my following. When I first sold my first book that I self-published myself, my entire audience bought it. Like, my book became a bestseller in a month. The first book that I self-published. We've sold 20,000 plus copies of Confidence Feels Like Shit. Like, that's unheard of. I think Becoming Magnetic is like at 6,000 or 7,000 copies. And like, this was my book by myself because of my beautiful audience and community, and millions of downloads to the podcast. And all of that started before I had a large audience. So I want to share why followers don't matter and what actually matters. So I think many of us think if I had more followers, then I would have more sales. If I had more followers, then I would go viral, which means then people would buy my stuff, then this, then that. I'm going to tell you right now, there are so many people that I personally know that have a lot of followers on social media that are not making any money, baby. They're just not. Because many people with big followings don't know and cannot monetize. And people with tiny audiences, like if you see somebody with 1,000 followers, they could be a billionaire, okay? The people with a lot of money usually don't have a massive following because they're not focused on the metrics of growing numbers. They're not focused on the metrics of going viral, of getting 10,000 views, of getting 60 likes. That shit doesn't matter. That's your ego and your lack of validation that you didn't get when you were a kid that you're looking for as an adult. Straight up. When the reality is that building a fan base, people that are loyal and incredible on social media, which you can do, is about connection. It's about credibility. It's about consistency. It's about them trusting you. It's about them loving you, because people are going to buy from people that they trust. and people that they know. So if you share more about you and you take us behind the scenes and you let people in, they're going to trust you. They're going to want to work with you. Or some people are going to hate you and be like, hell no. And that's a good sign, okay? When people unfollow, I got heaps of unfollows. Like people follow me and so many unfollow me. And it makes me happy. I'm like, cool, great. I'm not for you. And it's not about the number of followers. It's about it's like imagine you're in a room full of people and 80% of the room doesn't like you and doesn't want to hear you speak, and you're trying to speak and share a message. Wouldn't you rather that 80% of those fucking people just left? It's like, guys, if you don't want to listen to this shit, go. Because the 20% of people that are like hanging on the edge of their seat, like, oh my God, what is she going to say next? Those people, those are raving fans. That's the fan base. And so not everyone's going to love your work. Not everyone's going to love you. But the ones that do, what? They purchase your program. They buy your books. They download your merch. They join your email list. They are the ones that want to hear from you. They're the ones that watch your stories and they reply and they're sending messages and engaging. So it's a big deal when you have a number of people that are actively engaged with you. That is called a community. And like, I don't know if it's a foster kid in me, but I love community and I'm a great community builder. Like I show up, I share with people. I am who I am in real life as I am on social media. That's a big thing, by the way. Write that shit down because that's important. You need to do that. You can't be pretending to be someone online and then when people meet you, they're disappointed because you're some weird person and you're not who you say you are online. Nothing worse than that. Just be who you are from the gate. All right, my love, I needed to interrupt this episode because I have been speaking to so many of you. All of you who want to grow your audience, you want to grow your visibility. Unfortunately, you're focused on followers, and followers is not what you need. You need a fan base instead. And so I had to let you know that I have just recorded a brand new training called the Fanbase Formula. Listen to me. This is the exact method that I used to go from 1,000 followers, okay, 1,000, to building a 7-figure personal brand business. This not only got me book deals, but it sold out my programs, my masterminds. I got on stages. I've made 6 figures just in my speaking career. All of it came from social media, PR, earned media, and millions of downloads on this podcast that you listen to. And the best thing is that it came from building an incredibly connected community that trust me, that support me, that are there for me. And my love, you do not need 10,000 followers. You don't need to grow to 100K. Literally, with the incredible followers you have right now, if you know these 3 things that I am teaching you in this training, you can build a fan base. Turn the followers into a community that trusts you. And this training is normally $197, but right now you can grab it for just $19. So I'm going to give you a link in the show notes, or even better, head over to my Instagram right now and DM me the word Fanbase, Fanbase, and I will send you the link. Build your fan base, my love, because that is what changes everything. All right, let's get back into the episode. But being able to build a fan base, it's really about not views, not likes, but people seeing you as the person that they want to follow, seeing you as the person who they want to engage with, seeing you as the person that they want to be friends with. Like when I listen to podcast, the person creating the podcast doesn't know that I'm listening, but I feel like they know me. I feel like I know their lives. I know their stories. You know, like I feel like we're connected. Same thing with social media. The people that I choose to follow, I love watching their day. I love seeing what they're getting into. I love that they care about me as the community person on the other side. And so right now, more than ever, this is so important. And I've had clients, right? Like one of my clients has $1.4 million and she's got like 700 followers on Instagram. Not many followers, but she's got a lot of money. And she knows how to speak to the community that she has. When she launches her programs, she builds her email list. Like imagine 600 people on your emails. Imagine 1,500 people, if that's how many followers you have. Like the goal would be to take everyone from social media, put them into your world, connect with them, chat with them, share with them, and your Instagram or your LinkedIn or your TikTok becomes a little TV show where you're like, good morning, my love, how are you? And you get to speak to these people. And those that haven't said yes to working with you yet, they're learning and they're nurtured by you showing up. That's why I don't get it when people are like, oh, I'm too scared to show up. I'm like, Every day that you don't show your face, every day that you don't connect with the people who pushed follow, by the way, they push follow, is every day that you're turning your back and ignoring your audience. Yet you will say to me, Erika, I want to grow my audience. I want to build a community. I want to monetize my community with integrity and authenticity and not be salesy, but I want to make money from social media. How can I do it? And I'm like, baby, you don't even show up. You won't even say good morning to your audience. There are certain things, and in the show notes, I'm going to drop a link. I recorded this training because I had so many women messaging me going, how did you build your fan base? How did you build your audience? How did you grow? So I created a training for you. If you want it, it's a link in the show notes. It's called the Fanbase Formula. And it's literally the 3 things that I do every single day that I have done for the past years from 2017 till now in order to grow my audience. And growing my audience has got me a lot. Not only financially, but the book deals, the connections, collaborations. I went to the United States. I live in Australia. I'm American, obviously, Latina. I live in Australia. I went to the United States and we sold out book tours. Like, I don't live in America. And we had 60, 80, 50 people in bookstores buying my book because I was visiting from another country. Like, that's the kind of shit you can do when you have a fan base that is loyal because you're loyal, because you show up to them, because you say good morning, because you connect with them, because you give a shit about them. Then all of a sudden, they give a shit about you. And no one's going to buy from you if they don't feel like you care about them. So it's so important. Not only can you get a book deal, but you can get speaking engagements. People see you speaking and they're like, oh my God, we need her to be our speaker. Media, like all the media that I get, I do not pay for media. I'm not paying Yahoo to be their top 50 coach of 2025. No shade if that's what you're doing, cool. But imagine getting earned media because your shit's so fire because people see you as the go-to in your space that you get media, you get Forbes, you get covers of magazines, you get all of that because you are so good at what you do because you let people in. It's a simple, math problem, right? It's like, I want more followers. I want more money. I want more opportunities. Okay, cool. The equation is show up, share who you are, share your expertise, share your credibility. Let us learn about you. Let us see who you are. Tell us about yourself. Let us see if we like you. And if we like you, we're going to love you. We're going to buy from you. We're going to be in your world. And if we don't, we're not going to click follow. And if anybody what's it called? What are those things called? Critics or trolls you, you could just block and delete, baby, and not make it mean anything about you, or go to therapy if that's bothering you, and then block and delete those people, block and delete your family. Like, what is the bottleneck? What is stopping you from showing up and building a fan base? It's you. It's the way you think. It's your fear about what people think about you. It's you're scared of rejection. It's you're scared that this, that, and the other. Cool. Organize yourself to fix that shit. Because everything you want is on the other side of you showing up and building a fan base. And when you have fans and like people that are actually in your world and love you, you're not chasing. You're not chasing anything. Opportunities will knock. Literally, you'll get emails, you'll get DMs, you'll get collaboration requests. I turn down so many things because I'm just not an influencer, right? I want to influence, but I'm not a traditional influencer. So people want to give me free shit all the time. I say no to it. Some of it I'm like, hell yeah, I want to try this. But usually I'm like, no, I'll purchase something if I like it. But if I wanted to get a bunch of free makeup or free hair stuff or free anything, I could. If I wanted to collaborate with a brand and create a deal together, I could. If I wanted sponsors on this podcast that's got millions of downloads, I could. And that is the option that you get when you start to grow a fan base, not just followers, but people that actually love you. So I want to say this as we wrap this up. You do not need to go viral. It's actually really bad if you go viral with the wrong people. So if you go viral, I did something once. It was some audio and the audio was incredible. It was an incredible audio. I loved it. And I had a video of me walking out on stage. It got like 589,000 views, heaps of comments. And everyone thought that I was a pastor or a preacher. And it was hilarious because I think the lady's audio, she's like this preacher from the South. She's incredible. And the audio was fire. And I used it. But then I had all these people from a Southern church following me. And then to their dismay, in the next reel, I was probably like, motherfucker, bitch, fuck, shit. You know, and they were probably like, oh my God, who is this lady that we click follow? Is it my ideal client? I don't think so. You know, some of those people, maybe they love me and they're like, oh, I fuck with Erika. She's cool. But most of those people thought I was a preacher. Cool, right? Like I went viral. Who cares about going viral? If you go viral for the wrong thing, now you have a new audience of people that expect you to Taylor Swift, or they expect you to talk about whatever the thing was. So it's not that. You don't need to go viral. You don't need to rebrand. You don't need any of that. You need a repeatable system that can grow an audience of people that are connected to you. And I have created this training because I was like, there are three things, really three simple things. And it's hard to talk about on the podcast, but if you want to click on the link in the show notes, you can watch it. It's a quick training and it's going to give you the three tangible things you can do so that you can show up daily and be in your audience's feed, and you can be top of mind and the person that they get to see, so that you can build credibility. These three things are going to teach you about credibility and consistency so that you can have people that are watching and following along and interested in what you're doing and in what you talk about, because it is directly hit for them. It is directly targeted to this audience that you're trying to build. And the third thing is like letting people into your life. Like, people want to know, like, and trust you, or they want to know, hate, and not trust you. And good, let's give them a reason to love us or to unfollow us. I would rather people leave if they're not interested. And in this training, I was like, I want to break down the three things. And these are the things that I have used myself to go from 1,000 followers to a 7-figure personal brand business. Literally 1,000 followers to making a shitload of money on social media, growing my podcast, having book deals, doing TED Talks, all the stages, selling out my programs. I sell my programs through social media. Not much on the podcast, a lot on social media. And I grow my emails. Like, all of the people from my Instagram, I'm bringing them into my email so I can nurture them and I can talk to them and I can own them. Because if you would have listened a few episodes ago, I lost my Instagram for like 5 days. They suspended my Instagram for some bullshit and I got it back. But thank goodness that I had grown my email list, because if I was just depending on socials, I would have lost that. So I really want you to think about this. It's important that you stay consistent on socials without burning out. It's important that you learn how to build trust, even if you're not famous, even if you're new to social media. And it's important that you turn the people that are watching you into loyal fans. You turn the followers and the lurkers and those that are checking you out into loyal fans. And there is a way to do this, and it's so important if you want to grow your business. So I hope that you loved today. I hope that you got from this that you don't need more followers. You actually need a fan base. You need people that are engaging and are in the community and they want to work with you and they think you're amazing. And they think you're amazing because you consistently show up and show people who you are. I'm going to end with this. You do not need to pretend. You don't need to be anybody else. You don't need to act. You don't need to pretend. You don't need to be professional. You don't need to do any of that. Be who you are. You can be quiet. You can be chill. You can be loud. You can be crazy. Like, who is you? Who are you? Who are you and what are you about? Let us in. Let the world in to you, because nothing better than you being fully expressed as you are. Because when you have to pretend, it's too hard. It's too hard to show up, and then you're not going to want to do that, right? So I really want you to think about how you can grow your fan base, how you can step up, take up space, create this amazing community that you can grow and monetize. And if you want some help with doing it, and I'm sharing my way on how I did it, click the link in the show notes. You can watch the training. I just recorded it. It's called the Fanbase Formula, and it's going to support you to build your fan base of loyal, amazing fans who will love you, who will share your work, who will see you as the go-to. It's incredible. I love you so much, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for listening. I freaking love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for your ears and your energy and your attention. Thank you for letting me into your world. And thank you so much for listening and tuning in to this podcast. There are so many podcasts you can listen to, and I deeply, deeply, for real, appreciate you listening to mine. Do me one big favor, one big thing. Please share this episode or this podcast with a woman who you know needs to hear this. This is my mission on planet Earth, to serve as many women as possible so that we could show up, stand up, speak up, and create the confidence and the life that we desire. I appreciate you, my love. I will see you on the next episode.